One white going hard as
We are witnessing MAGA implode right before our eyes.
I will not vote for Republicans. I will not deliver my audience to vote for Republicans if Republicans don't put America first.
At this point, it's like a political Royal Rumble, and Nick Fuentes has smoke for everybody.
He's getting squeezed because the Groypers are on the one hand saying, hey, listen, fat boy, we want America first. You want to run for president? We want to hear you say America first. So he doesn't want to condemn the Groypers.
An avowed anti-Semite. Does this have any room in your movement, in the MAGA movement?
Of course it doesn't have any room in the MAGA movement, and of course—
You disavow him at this.
And of course Donald Trump has criticized this person. Look, I think the guy's a total loser. Certainly I disavow him.
That fragmentation is being caused purposefully by a splinter faction of people led by a young man named Nick Fuentes. They are white supremacists, they hate women, Jews, Hindus, many types of Christians, brown people of a wide variety of backgrounds.
When it is just a fact that Ben Shapiro did a lot of things behind the scenes to stop the rise of Charlie Kirk. It's a fact.
For example, Candace Owens. I think that what Candace Owens is doing right now is evil. It is evil, what she is doing right now.
Whoa, you're sounding like, you're giving me like Bill Maher, Rachel Maddow. What is this? I thought Shapiro was against SJWs. Now he sounds like one of them.
And while Nick is vowing to go against Vance and MAGA in 2028, his newest target is Officer Tatum, who's been getting his Negro wake-up call from MAGA a lot lately.
There's this guy called Officer Tatum, a.k.a. Officer Talmud. You should watch his 30 Minutes Crash to Nick Fuentes x Tucker Carlson interview. Lol, and his comments are filled with Zios who despise you.
Why would I? He's an idiot. Hey man, shit. Hey man, Tucker, them some. Hey man, he's a f***ing idiot. Brandon Tatum is an idiot. Dumbest person I've ever heard. He should get an education. Officer Tatum should get an education. He should learn how to fucking read.
MAGA has always been a racist cult built around Trump. That racism is just a lot louder and more out front now that Nick Fuentes is becoming the new face of conservative politics.
It was better for them too, number one, but number two, who cares? Who cares? You know, enough with the Jim Crow stuff. Who cares? Oh, to drink out of a different water fountain. Big fucking deal. Oh no, they had to go to a different school. Their water fountain in that famous picture was worse. Who cares? Grow up, drink out of the fucking water fountain. It's water. It's the same, you know? And, you know, even if it was bad, who cares? Who cares? It's better. It's better in general. We all agree it was better for them. It's better for us.
Reason that we talk about this, by the way, I know a lot of black people see this and they go, man, why are you always talking about black people, this and that? Because there just needs to be some shame here. Well, there's a few reasons. First, white people are every single bit justified in being racist. Every single bit justified, to the extent that that means going out of your way to avoid black people when you see them. And once again, remember who is responsible for it all: the Jews.
Which makes it really interesting for any black conservatives still claiming MAGA and how they justify it. Like these Cartier family goofballs. They have been 100% grifting off that MAGA clout and bag. But after watching Nick Fuentes crash out against another black MAGA influencer, it's very clear that everything he's saying about Officer Tatum and black people also applies to them. And you see them struggling in real time, trying to reconcile how they're any different than Officer Tatum and argue about Nick Fuentes being racist or not racist, even though he's a self-admitted racist. And then they try to justify why him being racist is okay.
Just keeping it 100, he might be racist. I'm not saying I'm like upset by it or I'm offended by it. I'm just saying he might be, and he can be that if he want to be. I don't care. What is that going to do to me?
I don't dislike Nick Fuentes.
No, that didn't even make me dislike him.
He did work with Kanye as well.
A snowflake about
So?
it. Then he might be racist. Would that offend me?
I mean, I think maybe he has some racist opinions.
So yes or no, man? Do you think he's racist?
This is crazy, though. We need to pick up different words. How can he be racist for just calling out what people think is funny?
But he even just said in the clip, he said he says the racism is justified.
I mean, he does say a lot of outlandish stuff. I can understand why one
People
would be
aren't with
offended.
But I'm Jew. Welcome to the channel. Please like and share the video. Don't forget to sub. Now, let's get into it.
White people are every single bit justified in being racist. Every single bit justified, to the extent that that means going out of your way to avoid black people when you see them. Every bit justified. And you want to know why? Because we see what happens. And nobody is under any obligation due to liberal ideology to put themselves in harm's way. If you're a white person and you're going to work or going to the ball game or going to the city at night, you don't want to enter into the terror dome where you're suddenly in a sudden death match. You're like in the gulag in Call of Duty fighting for your life all of a sudden because you got on the wrong train car, because a car full of black people pulled up on you by the bus stop. You turn and you walk the other way. You avoid their neighborhoods. You avoid going out on Memorial Day or Labor Day weekend at night in certain places. When you see them, you start walking in the other direction. And we are every bit justified because we see what's going on and we don't want to die. It's that simple.
The problem with this guy is that he's making it about race. No one should want to go anywhere where there's violence. Even black people shouldn't go to some places where there's violence. But to make it out to say, us white people definitely shouldn't, because we're white and we shouldn't be around black people, that's where the problem comes in my opinion. In general, you don't want to be around places that are violent. But he got to make it about being white and white people deserve to be racist against black people. No, it's like you can avoid violence against any group of people. White people are violent too. Hispanics are violent too. Black people have violence. Now, some communities are more violent than others. So you avoid the community as people in general, not just because you white.
I don't agree with Tatum on a lot of stuff, but I definitely agree with that point. Black people don't want to put themselves in danger either. Black people avoid bad situations as well. It's not just a race thing. There are women of color that specifically avoid white men. If they see a gruff or strange white dude walking down the aisle in Walmart, they will avoid them. They will avoid them for multiple reasons, because white men are mostly responsible for mass shootings or or kidnappers or any of that stuff. So black people also avoid danger or dangerous situations. And you wanting to be safe or protect yourself shouldn't be tied to racism, because racism goes well beyond just keeping yourself safe. Racism is about not liking somebody because of the color of their skin. Racism is about doing anything and everything in your power to hold them back or hurt a person's opportunities or to hurt them economically because of the color of their skin.
Because somehow you speaking up for all white people. It's like, it's complete stupid and asinine to me. Then he was on Cannon's show saying he don't want to race mix. He want his bloodline to be pure. As if every white person come from the same place.
He's always said for years now, he does not believe in race mixing. That's why I always thought it was so weird that Sneeko, who is mixed, would be defending Nick Fuentes' racism and him speaking out against interracial dating or having babies. Because if you're Sneeko, you're then speaking out against yourself and your parents, and you're agreeing with Nick Fuentes that you should have never been born.
I forgot him and Candace got into it too.
Yeah, man. I think that, because like the same thing, you know, we don't want to go where it's violent either. You know? Yes. OT don't want to go where it's violent. Candace doesn't want to go where it's violent.
Nick's point, he's saying, is it's typically a trend of violence from one race.
Well, we know black people are more violent. We know this. But that doesn't mean that just like he said, we don't want to go around the violence either. It's not a race thing. It's a violent thing. We don't want to go around violent people. If we go to a HBCU there, you know, like, or somewhere where like, maybe not HBCU.
Terrible example.
Okay, so why didn't we feel that way at the Black Conservative Federation events?
Because they're conservative.
But they're black.
Conservatives.
But they're black. You see?
No, but
it depends. Even when we were at the Essence Festival, that was in New Orleans. They were not conservative, but there was no frequencies in there. You know, it's certain places you can go. It's like he said, it's the violence. When you know there could be violence.
Nick Fuentes is saying any place where black people are, white people should avoid it, and white people are justified in being racist. They're trying to justify his racism, and you can't, because there are a ton of black events that black people go to all the time with no violence. But Nick Fuentes is saying anytime black people are around, white people should avoid it and be racist against black people.
And yes, I will not just sit on here and say, yes, we know black people are the most violent, statistically speaking.
But can I just say, both of them got a point. That's just what I do think Nick...
I like the America First stuff Nick stands for. I don't agree with everything he says. I mean, the reason they're into it is because they've been going at each other over his undying support of Israel and his non-support of Israel.
Why do y'all think Nick's so big, though? Like,
he says a lot of crazy things that a lot of people do probably side with.
He says a lot of racist, sexist, and anti-Semitic shit that other racists agree with. He's turned the younger generation of MAGA into groypers. This is a guy that idolizes Hitler and is going to make a whole generation of little Nazis. And to see 3 black guys up here defending Nick's racism is wild. But I'm not surprised because the last video I talked about them, they were defending Nick using the N-word.
Are there any real niggas left that actually got censored and banned on YouTube? Where's the real niggas?
You would have to be an extreme snowflake to get upset over.
Oh, there's plenty of people who gonna be upset about that, bro. You know them.
I don't know, man. I think he kept it real, man.
They kept it real. Kind of also a good point that OT made. Charlie Kirk would never talk like that.
No,
Charlie Kirk and Nick were not friends.
no, that's 2 different people. Remember in Detroit?
Yeah, we saw Nick.
That's when I figured out who he was.
They kicked him out of the event. Actually, that's why he was outside in the street.
That's when I figured out who he was.
You know, I don't know. I'm an America first guy. You know, I'm pro America, so I understand like why Nick came at Officer Tatum.
But the America that Nick Fuentes wants, that these groypers want, don't include black people. I don't know what these guys don't get. Just like MAGA, Make America Great Again was about white supremacy, making sure white people stayed on top and black people were subservient or people of color were beneath them. So even them being black MAGA is working against your own interests.
I've been seeing more people side with Nick.
Duh.
Anybody.
Bro,
like
the younger generation is not as pro-Israel as Brandon Tatum.
No, like his engagement is like nobody I have seen in the conservative movement, besides maybe Candace. She's a person that like
Charlie.
Her numbers.
He's gone now.
Yeah, Charlie.
He was the GOAT.
Yeah,
he was
for sure.
These people are crazy. The GOAT of what? Saying racist things?
He's filling his place right now.
But
it's probably Nick.
The thing is, the crazy thing about
different.
Charlie,
Yes,
they are. But as far as the Israel thing, when Charlie was waking, I guess they're saying waking up, you know, from that, I guess he would have kind of agreed with Nick on this.
I don't think they would have got along. People have been releasing text messages of Charlie coming at them for sitting down and talking to Nick Fuentes. I mean, if the right is so pro free speech, why is everyone trying to cancel this guy? Because you don't like what he says.
That's the thing. I haven't.
Are you free speech, or are you only for free speech that you agree with?
The right is not free speech. They are free speech for me, but not for thee. And that became clear as day after Charlie Kirk's death. Where conservatives spent like 15 years saying racist stuff against Obama, laughing at black people dying like George Floyd. But when they got that same energy back after Charlie Kirk passed, they tried to shut everybody down, threaten people, put people on lists, get people fired for free speech. So the only free speech that conservatives believe in is if you agree with them. Other than that, no.
It's my opinion. I do think OT's right now. I don't agree with him.
Like,
I don't
the right now, I've never seen this so divided, like everywhere, with this guy, Officer Tatum.
We know why. There's one common denominator.
It is. But like, yeah. But I don't know. But Officer Tatum's basically calling Nick racist. And that is...
I've seen Nick Fuentes say explicitly that he's not racist.
Lies. Nick Fuentes out his own mouth has said that he's racist multiple times. A dude that has no problem publicly idolizing Hitler.
Buddy, it's Führer Friday. It is Hitler Friday. Shut up. It is Heil Hitler Friday. Heil Hitler. All my not. Hitler was a and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really cool. So, you know, time to grow up. We're not children anymore. Am I right? Am I right? Am I right, boys?
A dude that does not want people mixing races. If they're going to sit here and try to argue that Nick isn't racist, this is crazy.
I mean, in the Tucker interview, he said he loves Kanye West. He grew up a fan, the fashion of everything. I mean,
because he loves Kanye West, that means he's not racist. You don't think racist people cheer for Michael Jordan? They can't be this dumb. It's probably KKK members that have Michael Jordan's poster hanging in their room. What are we talking about?
Might racists say that?
I mean,
yes.
He did work with Kanye as well.
Snowflake about it. Then he might be racist. Would that offend me, or would that affect me in any way? No.
So one of them has a brain working, and he said he might be racist, when Nick is definitely, hands down, racist, without a doubt. Nick being racist should 100% matter to black people, because that means he doesn't like you because of the color of your skin. If he does choose to work with you, then you're a useful idiot. Look what he literally says about black conservatives.
You're a token. you are in conservative media as a black guy that can confer upon white people the dignity of not being called a racist.
Conservatives do not like black people or want black people in their party. They just use them as puppets to spread their message. But Nick Fuentes, on the other hand, what he gets credit for in my book is at least just being outwardly racist. Like, he's not trying to hide it at all.
Just keeping it 100, he might be racist.
But are you racist?
Am I racist? No, I'm not racist, but I don't like ignorant behavior. Don't say that you are racist. He is racist, y'all. I don't care.
I mean, if it's prejudice, like you're prejudging someone based on characteristics.
I'm not racist. I don't like ninja behavior. I don't like violent behavior.
They say violent behavior, but I've never heard them once talk about or demonize white people. White people are largely responsible for over 300 mass shootings in the U.S. in 2025. White people are responsible for over 57% of SA and GRAPE. I don't hear them viewing white people as violent, but they go out of their way to talk about black people and call us violent without pointing to the other side at all. These are anti-black goofballs because they're just reinforcing the stereotypes and racist narratives from the conservative side.
The things that I say on here and the way I feel is because I want better for black people. I like black people. I want black people as a whole to do better. That's why I say the things I say.
All of these black conservatives say that. They all say, I like black people. I want black people to be better. I'm hard on black people. That's not true, because if it was true, you wouldn't talk about black people like they were dogs. Every video on your channel wouldn't be a black fatigue video, reinforcing a racist narrative for white conservatives to talk about and laugh at black people in your comments, or to say they're also tired of black people. That's not the content of somebody that loves and supports the black community. Look at that. Look at their channel. Tell me one positive video about black people. Woman attacks ICE, family being deported gets reality check. Black woman in the thumbnail. Loot spree has officially begun. No EBT triggers total chaos. Black people in the thumbnail. Trump unleashes no mercy. Marines Antifa obliterated. Black people in the thumbnail. Black fatigue strikes. No EBT unleashes mass stealing spree. Black people. Tell me which of these videos look like they're trying to help people or want better for black people, because I don't see it.
It's like, you got that coach who's a mean coach, but he telling the truth. That's kind of how I feel about my situation. I'm definitely not racist at all. I love black people. I want black people to do better.
Y'all are anti-black.
I'm gonna call it out. When ninjas are violent and ninjas are doing bad behavior, I think that we should, as other black people, call it out so the people know, obviously all black people are not like that.
If this is entertainment,
they have the most. We're the good black ones. We're not like them energy in the world. Tap dancing for white people.
People are enjoying the stuff that Nick is saying. How can he be racist for just calling out what people think is funny?
But he even just said in the clip, he said he says the racism is justified. So you can say that he pretty much just admitted it.
I mean,
he does say a lot of outlandish stuff. I can understand why one
people
would be offended.
A lot of take the test.
People are agreeing with it because they're also racist. And Nick multiple times has said he's racist. That's not even up for debate. Liking and agreeing with Nick is saying because they don't like black people, they're anti-black.
I think he's racist.
Nick Fuentes?
Yes. In his heart, when he's off camera, do you think he is racist?
I mean, I've seen him calm down when he's not being all excited. He said he's willing to give anybody a chance and everyone's a good person. He doesn't dislike people based on their skin color. I've heard him say that.
He just said white people are justified in being racist. I've never seen black people trying so hard to defend racism. It is crazy.
So you would say no?
I mean, I think maybe he has some racist opinions.
So yes or no, man? Do you think
this is crazy, though? We need to think of different words.
If you have racist opinions, you're a racist.
Okay. I mean, prejudice based on race is the definition of
racism.
I'm just as prejudiced as Nick Fuentes. Yes.
I don't think so.
I think he just has a platform.
Well, maybe.
Now he's just more bold with it. And I think that's truly what it is. But for me to just call him a racist, I don't know about that.
What is he talking about? If anybody agrees with Nick Fuentes' racist sentiments, they're racist. If he's agreeing with Nick Fuentes, it doesn't make Nick or anything he's saying less racist. It just means you're also racist and anti-black. That's it.
I mean, I don't
racist now.
Because he does not give the same vibes as the other conservative people.
I wouldn't put him in the same category. I'd say he's his own lane. I think that's why he's so popular. Because he's not like the rest of them.
Did you see the
Charlie was definitely not racist.
He doesn't parrot the same points.
might be racist.
Charlie was racist and used racist talking points and white supremacy narratives. And like I said, the one thing that Nick Fuentes gets credit for is just being openly and outwardly racist. They're all racist, and these three goofballs are anti-black.
Mexican and
I'm not saying I'm like upset by it or I'm offended by it. I'm just saying he might be, and he can be that if he want to be. I don't
think
care.
Nick
What
Fuentes
is that going to do to me?
I don't dislike Nick Fuentes.
No, that didn't even make me dislike him. You know, I just think that maybe I do think that he is racist, just being on.
That is some Uncle Ruckus shit. That don't make me dislike him. You're telling me you like a person that doesn't like you just for the color of your skin.
That is my honest opinion.
I'm an America.
Gun to my head, that's what I would think.
I'm an America firster type of guy, man.
So
Because he just said he don't want to go around black people. So do you think he would want to come around us?
But he
Us
sat
three?
down
No.
with Hog Twins. He sat down with Candace. I mean, just because you know.
He'll sit down with black people and he'll use black people to spread his message, to gain popularity, to do whatever he needs to do. He's the same person that put the battery in Kanye's back to go off on Jewish people, which ruined Kanye's career and reputation. And Nick Fuentes is the reason that the Republican Party right now is imploding, because he's starting war with everyone that doesn't agree with him, that's not as extreme as him, that doesn't have his same opinions, because he wants things run a certain way, which doesn't include black people. And these guys are sitting up here, their little brains are working, the gears are turning in there, trying to justify defending Nick Fuentes, still being conservatives, even though they don't like them. They don't like us. They don't like people of color.
Yeah. But they're less ninja-like. Would he come around us?
I don't see why not.
Like
I don't know if he would.
The most racist guy in America, right? He let a person come there, a black guy come there, multiple black people come there and interview him. So like, what does the word racist mean anymore, you know?
Because a racist person chooses to work with, or better, use a person that they're racist against, doesn't make them less racist. And racism means you don't like a person because of the color of their skin, and you think you're better than them and will do whatever you have to enforce your superiority over them. Hence, systematic racism. Systems that were meant to benefit white people and hurt black people, like Jim Crow, like redlining, like the race wage gap between white people and black people that starts at age 16 and black people never catch up to most times. That is racism. That is systematic racism. He is so fucking goofy. What does he mean? What does racism even mean? What does racism even mean anymore? Shut up.
I think that it means, to me, it means, okay, you think that all of this group of people is this certain way. I think that, yeah, you most likely think all these people are that way. And I think that black people can be racist when they say white people this. But I think if you also say black people this, if you say Jews this, you can definitely say he racist versus Jews, even if you agree with Israel or not. Because, there's people in Jerusalem or, Israel who just like us, just born, they just doing their thing. And, they get sucked into what other people of their race are doing, like we do.
It's weird to me that I've heard Officer Tatum say, oh, we can't be mad about the N-word, and then he's sitting here upset about and crying about the N-word, Like, what makes Nick racist? Just basically what he said, oh, we just want to avoid black people. I mean, I want to avoid
Is he racist? Is he racist?
No, but see, you don't want to avoid black people, period. You want to avoid violence.
Is it racist because it's racist because it's a white guy saying it and not a black person?
It's racist because a white person is saying he doesn't like black people and telling other people to not like black people and avoid black people at all costs, and justifying other people not liking black people just because of the color of their skin. They're trying to move the goalposts, change wording, redefine definitions. Racism is racism, and Nick is racist. And no, he don't like y'all black asses either. What is hard to understand?
No, the N-word isn't what it is to me. The N-word comment wasn't what makes it racist to me. The racist comment to me was, I don't want to go around black people. I agree with Otis takes, you don't want to go around violence. But saying all black people means he wouldn't want to go to the BCF because he don't want to be around black people.
If that's the case,
they're dying inside, trying to split hairs to make Nick Fuentes and his statements not racist, but they are.
You don't want to go around no black people, then that is racist. Now, if you're just
that's what he said.
That's exactly what he said, dummy.
Also, we have the first clips we've heard of Nick. He's also, he said, obviously not all.
He's trying so hard.
Hasn't I said that?
Yes.
So now in this clip, he's just going a little hard. He's like, oh, okay, I can't tell you that. That's racist. I think he's just doing this shit as a joke, bro.
Oh, he's just joking. He's not really racist. How dumb does a black person have to be to say a person that just said no white people should go around black people and they're justified being racist for him to just say he's joking? How deep in the sucker place do you have to be? This is clown behavior.
Bro, I'm telling you, like when I see him, like, yes, he says wild stuff like this. Yes, I will admit it's very like, whoa, you know.
But he can't make
But
everybody
I've seen him say and call me.
Anti-woke.
I am anti-woke.
But
I call it how I see it.
I don't know.
He's coming on here trolling. Now, you put me, Officer Tatum, like, making a woke stance. You won't say that to my face.
He wouldn't know. That's not woke.
He's not wrong for that. He's not wrong with that.
I hate the corruption of the word woke. I said that in another video. Woke was a black thing that meant something totally different, and white people co-opted it and just changed it into this negative thing for anything that they don't like. To see black people using it like white people is just crazy to me. If they didn't already turn in their black cards, which I'm sure they did, because they probably had to turn in their black card to get MAGA ads, please give them up, bro. Just go go to the other side.
Good to be back, my brother. Here, come on, we're brothers. But hey, good to hear from you, Good to hear from oh wait, I said we weren't gonna say the N-word.
Laughing at a racist white person saying the N-word, they are coons.
Not like I said that other thing, you know, so we're cool. But I appreciate you. Hey, good to be back.
The cognitive dissonance is crazy. At the end of the day, whether they're grifting or actually believe the bullshit that comes out of their mouth, the Cartier family is lost. Them, just like other black MAGA, is gonna realize now that they've tied their selves, their names, their brands to a party that is gonna become increasingly more tied to white supremacy, there won't be a place for them. And not only that, they can't come back to this side either because we know how they really feel about us. You can just go on their page and see how many black fatigue videos they have and how many times they down or talk bad about black people. So when the grift is up and MAGA or the groypers tell them that they don't want them around anymore, it's really going to be interesting to see where them and all these other black MAGA influencers end up. But shout out to my channel members. Thank y'all for supporting. It means a lot. Thanks for watching. Y'all let me know what you think about this in the comments. Also, make sure you check out the next video and don't forget to follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes and life stuff. And I'll catch you next time. Peace.